Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Taroscopes. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Pisces. That would be Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, or Pisces Rising for the month of May 2023. So what's ahead for us? Before we get to the cards, I want to talk a little bit about the astrology. There's a lot of things going on this month. If you've looked at some of my other videos, I've talked about this, but I'll go over it for each sign all the same. And because Pisces is a sign that is ruled by Neptune and ruled by Jupiter, sorry. There's a couple of things happening. Jupiter, in fact, is moving into a new sign this month. It's moving into Taurus. It happens on the 14th, on the 15th, on the 16th, excuse me. Moves into Taurus on the 16th. On the 15th, we have Mars making a trine to Neptune. Mars still in Cancer at that point, making a trine to Neptune, Neptune being your ruling planet. This is a trine of creative self-expression. And so it's a time for you to express your creative nature. It's a time of flow. It's a time of connecting with mass consciousness. So it's a very powerful time to either get your message out or get your creativity out. As we do that, and then Jupiter moves into Taurus, it actually squares Pluto. At the beginning of the month, Pluto changes direction on the first of the month. Very powerful time. Anytime the transpersonal planets change direction, we usually can see something happen in the outer world. So as the month begins, boom, we have Pluto stationing retrograde and then making its way back into Capricorn, which is going to reach on the 11th of June. So we've had Pluto in Aquarius for the first time in a long, long time. We're talking about the French Revolution and the American Revolution, right? Back then. Now it's in Aquarius. It went into Aquarius excuse me, I have an itch. My hair is itching me, the back of my head. Sorry, back of my back. So we have this energy of moving forward, and now that Pluto changes direction, it's starting to back up and go over all the progress we've made. So that should be interesting, and most of that happens in May. We also have Mars moving into a new sign. It moves into Leo. As soon as it moves into Leo, it opposes Pluto. We actually have a grand cross in the sky with the nodes of the moon and Jupiter and Pluto and Mars. So this is an opportunity for us to break free from really long-standing ways of feeling about things. Our values are challenged at this time. This is true for everybody, so don't feel picked on, Pisces. We also have an eclipse because why not? Why not that too? We have an eclipse. It's the second part of the eclipse that started at the end of April with that new moon at the last degree of Aries. We come to the halfway point of that lunation cycle, right in the middle of eclipse season. It is a north node eclipse season, so it's about moving into the unknown future. The moon, however, is on its own south node, so chances of things coming up from the past are pretty damn good. And it's a very active full moon, as the new moon was very active. And whenever we're dealing with eclipses, we're dealing with leaps in evolution or opportunities to leap into new evolutionary patterns. And really, with the nodes in the signs of life and death, it really is life and death. We have to decide how we're going to relate to one another on this planet. If we continue to do it in the way that we do it, we will succumb. We will succumb. But if we work together for the common good, get rid of all this nationalism garbage, and actually, instead of seeing ourselves as as I'm an American and you're a Russian and you're a Ukrainian and you're a Chinese and but we're all human. We're all human and we're all living on the same planet. And so we need to work together, because what happens to the least of us happens to all of us. And of course, Pisces knows that because it's sort of your mantra, right? To a certain extent. All right. So big evolutionary changes come in everybody's way. And Pisces, knowing the truth of things, we are all one. And so you may need to tell people that, and that there are no countries, but only life and death on planet Earth. And we have to choose better. All right. So I'm going to pull a Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle card. Last month I did the star seed cards, and this month I'm doing the seeds from plants that are actually probably right in my garden. Well, we'll see. Not all of them are, but I might pick one that's in my garden. There is a whole philosophy that anything, if you allow your garden just to grow, without, like, most people procure it and they put all that crap on the lawn, so the lawn looks good. Like, all that land, what are you doing with it? Make beauty. It needs to be, like, there needs to be places for the animals to live. Yeah, okay, well, I don't have to, as you know, you see my yard, so we let everything live. My God. We need to be better stewards. So let's see what it says here for us. Courage, Hawthorn. This is so funny because this is the first time we've had a double card in all the cards I've pulled. This was also the card we pulled for Cancer. I have Cancer Sun and a Pisces Moon. So I guess courage is for me. Courage is for me, and I will read it to you. It's Hawthorn, 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 Hawthorn. Oh my God. I was gonna say maybe I'll do so Hawthorn is hard enough to say, but the actual I guess Latin name is Crataegus. It says Hawthorn is a medicine for the heart on all levels, helping you to find the courage to face and overcome your fears and facilitating self-love and self-acceptance. Hawthorn supports a strong and protected, open-hearted state, allowing you to fully give and receive love so that you can truly come into your own divine strength and power. Okay. Growth in life itself is a process, and allowing our hearts to lead the way won't eliminate our fears, but it will transform them. Having the courage to open and follow our hearts allow us to act on our intuitive impulses, our messages direct from source. As we receive them, heart-inspired action will never lead us astray. Our inner and outer worlds are often filled with fears, judgments, scarcity, anger, pain, all of which is a form of self-preservation, having the crippling power to close our hearts and minds to divine connection. As we slip into avoidance and overthinking, protected by our egos, which keep us hiding and safe, we just end up repeating the following old behaviors and stories. It's a vicious cycle of stagnation, pain, and avoidance. Hawthorn is asking us to recognize and face your fears head on so that you can move through them. It is perhaps one of the most sacred acts to be scared and yet to follow your heart anyway. It's okay, says Hawthorn. Relax. This is the life. This is life. This is you, all of it. You can't neatly file all your experiences into piles of good, yes, please, and bad, no, thank you. One does not exist without the other. There is a beauty and the gift of life itself. You get to experience all. You are it all. Your courage to live your life and your powerful free will are fully supported by a divinely connected and inspired heart for your own greatest good and for the good of all. Hawthorn. It's actually, I believe, a heart tonic. Like, if you take it as an herb, it's a heart tonic. And perhaps I need to do that. My cat needs to get in the room to be with me. So give me a moment. I'll be right back. So I'm going to be using the Elemental Tarot. And we'll see what's up for Pisces for the month of May. In the merry, merry month of May, I was taken by surprise by a man with roving eyes. As I was strolling through the park one day, eyes can rove as long as their hands ain't roving. All right, let's see what we have. Ooh, we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to see a brighter day. So let's start living. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. Yes, we are. The world is our oyster. Shuck it, baby, shuck it. So we have the world here. The world is a manifestation card. It's a Saturn card. And what is Saturn in now? Pisces. So this speaks of making our dreams a reality, but it also speaks of our responsibility around our lives. And when we look around and we see our lives, how is that reflected in the choices that we've made? Perhaps we need to make different choices. Or if it's working for you, perhaps you need to continue on that place. But we create our reality. We create our reality with our thoughts, with our feelings, and with our actions or inactions. So we are responsible 100% for what is in front of us. Let's see the crossing card here. Okay, we have the King of, let me just make sure this is what it is. The King. We have the King of Swords. This is as a challenge card. It can be bullying. It could be cruelty. Now, the King of Swords in its nature is not necessarily cruel, but it is a crossing card. So it is difficult sometimes as a Pisces to live in a world where cruelty is just so commonplace. You know, how do you keep your heart from breaking constantly because of the cruelty you see in the world? But underneath it all is justice. So justice is coming. The Ace of Swords, choice, free will, and choice. Choosing a better way. Choosing a better way. Powerful card. In the past, okay, let's just see. I'm still learning these. I know I say this every time I use these cards. I still struggle with these cards. We have the Queen. It looks like the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. This speaks of understanding your value. You've actually done quite a bit of work recently, understanding your value, understanding what your values are, what's important to you, and living those values, In the sky, we have the Ten of Swords, something coming to an end. Something coming to an end. So there's an end. There's all this energy of ends and new beginnings, isn't there? The world is endings and new beginnings. The Ace of Swords is making a decision. So one choice is gone, and the other choice, you move in the direction of that choice. And then in the sky is what we're seeing the end of an age and the end of an era. And that can be kind of scary. In the immediate future, we have the Four of Pentacles. So you need to stabilize yourself. You need to stabilize your money. You need to figure out what you have. What are your resources? It's a very resourceful, and it's kind of keeping stuff keeping what you have. One of the things that can happen with Pisces is there is this sense that, eventually we all sort of go into this oneness, and Pisces can be very empathetic and very sympathetic and very, self-sacrificing. This is telling us not to be self-sacrificing, but to put down make good financial decisions. You are on the planet. You're going to need your resources to be stable. So make decisions to stabilize your resources. How it's seen from the outside. Whoops. The Seven of Pentacles, that you're in the right direction. You've been working really hard, but you're not quite ready to harvest. You're not quite ready to harvest. So people see you in the process of stabilizing your finances. Hopes and domestic situation, we have the Justice card. So there's a balancing of the scales. Okay, this is good to see. This is the scales of Mut, the goddess of justice, who puts a feather on one side and your heart on the other. This is about not having a heavy heart. It's about having your heart be as light as a feather. And in order to do that, you need to imbibe it with spirit. You need to imbibe it with spirit and let go of the suffering, and let go of maybe even a need for you to feel like if you're not suffering, you're not doing your part. That's not necessary. It's not necessary. Hopes and fears. The Three of Cups. Maybe a party, maybe hanging out with your friends, maybe celebration of some sort, like having a good time. You hope for that. You can have a good time, despite the fact that the world is, outcome card, the Nine of Wands. This requires us to have healthy boundaries, to stand up for what you believe in, to be resilient, but mostly to draw the line in the sand and say, you cannot move past this line. This is where my boundary is. This is a card of healthy boundaries and standing up for what you believe. And I'm going to see if we can pull a major arcana here. We have the Page of Wands here. This is messages coming to you, and the Tower. So there is an awakening that's happening, and what is required of you during this awakening process is to be true to your heart. All the facades come down, and you are true to your own spirit, and that's what's very important here. Underneath it all, we have the Ten of Wands. This is the burden bearer. It's time to release the burden. We have the Hermit. It's time to shine your light, to utilize your own wisdom, to heal yourself and heal others. And then we have the Eight of Swords, which says you just need to be very cautious about the way you move through the world at this time. So generally, not necessarily a negative reading. I wouldn't call this a negative reading. I have a Pisces moon, so if it was a negative reading, I would say so. You just need to be cautious. You need to be aware of your body. You need to be aware of your finances. You need to be aware of the opportunities that are coming, and you need to bear witness to the breaking down of the old system, and a rebirth to a new system. So that's what I see. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you would. If you'd like to become a patron, there's a link below. I do have some stuff on my Patreon page that I do not have on my YouTube. I'm doing my due diligence to make it more exciting. Not quite exciting yet, but it's a great way to support me. And or you can give me a thumbs up. That would be great. Share this. I have to get into the algorithm. I'm just not in the algorithm because you reach these plateaus with and then they change the rules. So I don't know. I don't actually even know what I'm talking about, but you might know what I'm talking about. So if you just give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. I will see you again next month for the Taroscopes for Pisces for the month of June. Until then, bear witness to what you're seeing, stabilize yourself, take care of your physical body and your physical needs. Sometimes that's something Pisces forgets to do. You don't have to sacrifice yourself. You just have to sacrifice the false self. All right. Take care, everyone. Namaste.